Yeah. So we're going to have each candidate go through those same questions. They're going to all come sit here, and when we're done, we're going to ask some questions from the audience. Billy, come on up. All right, so next candidate is Billy Kennedy. He's a Democrat running in District 3. Having lived in Watauga County for 34 years, he understands the needs of the Watauga community and aims to serve the county as a whole. As County Commissioner, Billy has served on the boards for the EMS, the Children's Council, the Library, the Project on Aging, and Smoky Mountain Mental Health, in addition to serving as liaison to the Sheriff's Department. So, thanks for coming. So we're doing a 1-minute opening question for everybody. Simply, why did you choose to participate in this forum?
Because when you run for office, you got to go to every forum, and the more communication you have with the public, the better you are. One thing that's really concerning me is about the long-term health and how we're going to afford to keep people healthy in the long term. Childhood obesity, I think, rose from 13 to 15% in the last year, and that's worrisome to me. So my approach to this recreation is it's the nudge approach. You make the facilities available and you encourage people to use them rather than saying you have to go exercise. So the more facilities you have available, the more people can use, be more active. So the more active we are, the better we are. My wife and I, about 10 years ago, worked real hard for the Bethel School PTA, and we raised funds for a walking track there in Bethel. Some of the people are like, oh, we don't want people to come to Bethel. You'd be amazed how many elderly people and everybody uses that walking track once it's there. It's about a quarter mile. And right before it opened, the picnic shelter blew down, so we scrambled and got the community involved and rebuilt that too. And then, as part of that Mountain Heritage Day, raised money for the playground too. So, thank you.
So we're going to do 2 minutes on each of the next 4 questions. So, what role does recreation play in economic development for our community?
Watauga County is a tourist-driven economy with ASU. So the tourist economy, people come here for the outdoors, for the environment. It's a beautiful place we live. That's what makes us special. So we need to make sure we maintain that pristine environment we've got, and then we need to make ways for people to be able to experience it, whether it's on bike, whether it's on foot, or doing activities on the river. So the more we get people involved, the better it is. As far as economically, we've got the 4-lane highways coming up off the mountain on both sides now, so people can drive up and back in a day. We want them to spend the night here. So if we have extra facilities, things that they'll do for the extra day, then that's going to keep more people, more tourists coming here. And that brings in tax dollars that are not coming out of Watauga residents' pockets. So those tax dollars give us more money to spend on our budget to take care of people without having to tax people as much.
So what role do you see the Board of Commissioners playing to support recreation in our community?
Well, we already fund recreation to the tune of $930,000, I believe, per year this year. And we've got a pool that it was an outdoor pool that we built to cover over, closed it in a while, about, I guess, 20 or 30 years ago. And it's outdated, but it's the only one we've got right now. So we need to keep it working until we can replace it with a better pool. And the county commissioners. Yeah, well, the county commissioners do spend about $53 million of your money, and there are lots of different stakeholders and people that want part of that money. And what I've really found since being a commissioner is that we have to prioritize and we have to look all around at all the different needs in our community, and no one service is going to fit everybody, so we got to have some recreation for some people, some walking trails for others. And then we've got hard winters up here, so if we don't have an indoor space for people to do that, then we're not going to do as well. So the commissioners, if you're looking at long-term cost and how we're going to keep our costs down in this county, it's keeping people healthy and getting them back here. So the county commissioners do have a monetary role, and we have to look long-term. Once you're elected, you really want to see, you're supposed to be looking 10, 20, 30 years out. What's Watauga want to be in 20 years? So you do need some long-term planning, and that has to come from community involvement so that we understand what the true needs are And then we make, I do all my reading and do the best research I can, and then try to make the best decision I can for everybody in Watauga County.
So a community recreation center has been expressed need in the community for decades, both in county and town planning and in community surveys. Since a YMCA is not coming to Watauga County, what plans would you have to meet this need?
Well, I'm glad your organization is doing this because, like I said, they're competing needs for the county dollars, precious dollars that we've got that we need to spend carefully. I had hoped that we would have sold the high school property by now and could have maybe used some of that. But otherwise, we just need to look at how we can make this happen. Like I say, we're already spending about $930,000 a year on recreation, and some of that would roll into some of the staff at the new facility if we get one. But it's really up to the people of Watauga County to see whether this is going to happen or not. Because with ASU here and the people that are affiliated with ASU, they have facilities, although I hear they're pretty crowded these days. And I want to make sure that any facility we build for the county is available to everybody, regardless of means. Because if we can't get even the people who need it the most, who don't have the time and the money to subscribe to join a place, we need them to be able to come and exercise too. And we need to have a place where the whole family can come, the grandparents can do an exercise in a warm pool, the adults can swim in a lap pool, and the kids can go and have a slide and some playtime. So if you have a facility that can accommodate all of the whole family, then people can come in from out of the county. I live out in Bethel, and it's a 25-minute drive to town. And if you can't, you can make that trip. We don't do it back and forth 2 or 3 times a day unless we have to. But so if we can make a facility where you come and the whole family could enjoy it, then I think we'd all be better for it.
So last one. Trails and greenways have been shown to be one of the most important recreation amenities in statewide and local surveys. What role can the county play to support the development and building of local trails and greenways?
Well, I really think the solution is to get partnerships here. And some of our best projects have been partnerships. The Boone Bike, Rocky Mountain Bike Park was pretty much funded completely privately by the people that wanted that there. And then the county takes it over and does some maintenance, but our maintenance fees are not that big. And if we can get the right people on the Tourism Development Authority, that money can be applying for grants. And if you can get $10,000 or $100,000 of county money to become $100,000 or $1 million by getting a grant to our county for facilities and infrastructure, then we all come out ahead. So the Greenway trails, people I know use them all the time. Like I say, that little quarter-mile trail in the middle of Bethel, as we get older, we need flat places to walk on. I'm not spring chicken anymore, and I need a place where I can go walk and get my exercise. So, and of course, Bethel's a beautiful place, but there are lots of beautiful places in the county. So the more places we have that people can go enjoy those, and the paved trail is awfully nice. It melts off center. You get to use it more of the year than a gravel trail. And I've got trails in the woods from my house, but some days I don't have the time to go strolling in the woods.
Let's give him a hand. Come on in. So if you have